Let me ask you something. If you buy skin in a video game, is it actually yours? You pay money for it. You can use it and you can show it off. But what if the game shuts down tomorrow? Is it with you or is it gone? Do gamers actually own their items? If you've ever played games like Fortnite, Valorant, or CSGO, you must understand this thing. You grind for it, you work for hours, or you spend hundreds of your hours playing that game for getting that one rare item, for getting that one skin. You understand the grind. You understand how important it is. You sometimes spend your real money to get that one item, to get that boost in your game. But what happens when the game shut down? Or what happens when your account get hacked? Or what happens when something goes off? Your whole money, time, resource, everything goes ago. But here's something gamers don't realize. Those items that you bought from your own money, is it actually yours? No, it is just in the company's database. It is stored there and you just get the access of it by spending the money. So, what is the actual use of your money? You spend it for a database which is actually there, which will be there, but it will change your access on it. You have spent the money, so now you should have the rights, but you're not getting the rights. When you enter the game, you get that one notification. Your favorite avatar or the skin you have been wanting from a while have finally unlocked, but you need to have some XP points or the real money for that. You even arrange it and buy that skin, buy that avatar. But what does the company do? Your digital skin or the avatar you have purchased can be taken away from you within a second or minutes. Why? Because the company choose that thing. Because it is in company's database. It is not in your control. The money, it was yours. The skin, it was yours. But the decision, it was not yours. Someone else was taking the decision. So, what does the digital identity mean here? Now imagine a different world, a world of blockchain, where whenever you buy a skin or avatar or you spend real money, the assets you have purchased get shifted or transferred to your wallet. It gets connected to your wallet. Now, what does that mean actually? It means that all the transactions or all the history you have been creating in the game is stored on blockchain. It will not go away, even if the company decides, because it is on chain, it is transparent, and the decision power it is in your hands because you are the owner of wallet. So now it is the win-win situation because you are spending the money, you are playing the game, and you are deciding on your assets. The game can still show it, can still use it, but they cannot delete it. The power of deleting or the power of controlling that one asset has been taken away from the game and given it to the real owner, that is the gamer. And this is what the core of NFT gaming is. Now, what does NFT gaming stands for? It is a Web3 gaming model which changes the gaming analogy. We all say that gamers understand how important an asset or a skin can be. So Web3 understands the real importance of it. It makes sure that you're not owning that thing just on the game, but actually in your wallet, actually in your pocket, which you can control, which you can purchase, or you can even sell to your friend. So now you understand the value of one sword or that one avatar that can help you unlock that one level. So you understand the value of the assets and the one you're purchasing it. And the other gamers, they also understand that value. You discuss it with your friends, right? You can show it off to your friends and even have a flex that I have purchased this avatar. So you understand the value and your friend does as well. You can sell it and trade it on Web3. That is the real shift. That is the real power because the owner, which is the gamer, is deciding to sell it or to have it or to trade it. And sometimes you can even have that portability of using that one asset across all different apps, but just in Web3. One game or 10 games, the asset can be reused again and again because the owner is owning that thing, not the company deciding behind it. And here's the funny part. Gamers already understand this problem. They have their own platforms made for that issue specifically. They have CSGO skins, they have Run for Escape platforms or even gold markets where they can sell their assets or the digital identities they have purchased, and even sometimes for thousands of dollars. But if there is existing market, what is the problem behind it? The real actual problem is not the platform. The idea is amazing. The problem is ownership. Those platforms are also Web2. The shift is happening. The gamers are trading the assets, but they are just shifting within the game. The game company is still the owner. You are not the actual owner. Ownership is the one thing that Web3 is solving. With Web3, you are not just shifting the assets, but you are shifting the ownership. The gaming company doesn't have any rights on removing that skin or avatar from you or the trader you have sold it to. And even if we say that the platforms built by gamers solve the problem of selling or trading your skins, there is still a problem that persists. What about the username? What about the reputation? Or what about the gaming history that the gamer has built? What about that? All this problem is solved by Web3 because all the data, all the history, it is stored within one single item. That is the digital identity. Your digital identity can store your transaction history, your reputation, the gaming history, the avatars, the skins, everything you have, all in one single place. One place that is actually owned by you, which you are controlling and making every decision around it. So you can say that every element of your gaming is being summed up in one single entity. That is your digital identity. This is what Web3 solves. Because it is transparent, because it is on chain, everything stays online, stays on chain, and you have the power to control it, to own it. Even if you think someday that you don't want to play that one game and decides to take a break, all the assets, all the history will still remain with you. You can even come after 5 years and get the game from there only. You don't have to start from the start. You get that pleasure of playing that game with all the experience, all the efforts you have built in, without even have to start it again, even after 5 years. Isn't that amazing? This is what Web3 solves. Because it is on-chain, because it is transparent, and you are owning that. Every penny of money or everything you have spent on that game, it remains with you. Not just for the span of the game, but for lifetime. You can use it, you can shut it down, or you can reuse it after any sort of duration. It does not matter because it is Web3, it believes in ownership. And I guess this is what true ownership stands for. And there is more advantages in Web3. Whenever you play a game, you want to check out the other games which are available online. But you have spent your money, your effort, and your time on that one game. You don't feel like doing it all over again. But with digital identity, you don't have to do it all over again. Your identity can travel. All your gaming history can be portable, can be utilized across different applications. Your experience you have built, you don't have to prove it again and again. If you have played that game for 1 year and your reputation is good in that game, it will be shifted to the other game. And you will also have that one pleasure of playing the game with that confidence and with that experience. And now we understand that gamers always have this idea that how important digital assets can be. It's just that they didn't know how they can have the ownership part. And Web3 solved that thing. So we can say that Web3 didn't invent that idea. It was actually built on something, the idea, the vision that was built by the gamers. Blockchain was just the perfect block which was required to complete this whole cycle of ownership and digital assets. And if you enjoyed knowing how things change in Web3 and how it is changing the script about Web3, gaming industry, and multiple things, then do subscribe to our channel Endless Domains. We will be bringing out multiple technologies, multiple industries, and how Web3 is affecting it.